bit later, but just make sure you guys have this app downloaded. So if you don't, in your app store, you go to BoomTown now and make sure you put now in, because if you just did BoomTown, it would be like some casinos and other companies and stuff. So BoomTown now and make sure you have that app downloaded. We don't have a consumer facing app yet. I mean, this app is just for you guys. We are currently working on a consumer facing app. My kind of workaround tip that I give agents is if you can direct your clients to go to your agent, not the company site, agent site on their phone. And then, at the top right, you can bookmark a page on your phone. If they bookmark your site, it kind of functions as an app, and our site is very mobile friendly. So that's just kind of a workaround we have right now for you guys. All right, so y'all tell me, where do your BoomTown leads come from? They don't all go to our site. Where do our BoomTown leads come from? Right, I'm seeing Facebook. I'm seeing some third-party sites like Zillow, Realtor, referrals, marketing like eBlasts. Awesome. Sphere of influence, open houses. Yes, check, 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 right? Our leads are coming from multiple sources. And the point of talking about all the different sources that our leads come from is that no matter the source, we want them all to land in our CRM. We want to make sure we are working all of our leads from the same place. So let's go over the potential sources. And also here's a note too, as you work these leads, make sure that you're always keeping the source in mind because their needs are different, right? If they just came to your site, randomly from a Google search versus if you met them at an open house, that how you reach out to them initially is going to look a little different. So just keeping in mind their sources. So one possible source would be at paid advertising. This will, in your CRM, where you see source, this will say BT paid. And this is if you're working with our advertising department. And I'm going to use Charleston for examples today because that's where we are. But let's say, I want to buy a house in Charleston, so I Google real estate companies in Charleston. I get the search results, but above that, I have like 3 ads, right? And your company is one of those ads, and I click on it. That's BT paid pay-per-click. Let's say I'm not looking at the ads and I just happen upon your site in that list of results. We would call that Google organic. So that's not any specific advertising that's being done. That's just for whatever reason the lead chose your site out of the list. Another source of our leads is your branding. So the marketing that you are doing as an agent, where you are sending people links to your site. They're coming direct. So direct means they came directly to your agent website. So that could be you're doing marketing on Facebook, you're doing, networking and handing out business cards that have your website on them, whatever you're doing that is directing direct traffic to your agent website. The next would be your sphere of influence, for example, like your bulk import. I know you guys, especially our newer agents, are working with your brokers, building that spreadsheet of your, family members, your friends, your past coworkers, your past clients, right? You're building your sphere of influence. Once you have that built, we want to put it in a CSV. Support, you can work with support to do this, but just so y'all know, we want to put it in a CSV and we can contact support and they will help you guys import all of those leads into your CRM. Y'all don't work past clients or family or friends, any sphere of influence people outside of your CRM. Load them all into your CRM and work them all from the same spot. Next would be manually adding just a single contact, right? As opposed to a bulk ad, this would be a single contact, and this would be like an open house. So if you go to an open house, you network, you meet a couple people, get their names, their emails, you can just go right in and just add that contact. You can also do it from your app, which I'll show you guys later, which is a really neat tool. Just put in their name and either phone number, email, whatever you have, and make sure that we're saying source is open house. Make sure as we manually add leads that we're citing the correct source. That's really important. And then last would be auto imports from third-party sources. So a lot of y'all said realtor.com, Zillow. I know most of y'all, either you or your team, are doing some marketing with these third-party sources, which is awesome. Work with support and make sure you have that auto import set up so that when someone comes to you on any of those sites, they still land in your CRM. So just make sure you have that set up with support. All right, so those are our 3 main platforms, right? Our team site, our agent site, and our CRM. We've talked about all the different places that our leads come from, all the different sources, and making sure that no matter what, they are properly, identified, their sources identified, and they're landing in our CRM so we can manage them all from one spot. And now we're going to talk about once those leads come to our site, right? We're going to focus on the leads that come to our website. What can they do on our website? We're going to talk about the full suite of activities they can do on your agent website. All right, so what we're going to do, y'all, is I'm going to go into our training website and demonstrate some stuff for you guys. So just watch right now. Don't do anything on your site yet. Just watch as I demonstrate some stuff for you guys. I'm going to pretend to be a lead in Charleston. And we are going to put on our lead hats today to get a perspective of what it's like to be our clients looking on our site and registering. This is really important because we want to get their perspective. We want to see what they see, do what they do. We want to see what communication from us as the agent looks like to the lead. So that's kind of the mentality we're going to be in. All right, so I'm going to go into my website. You guys tell me, what do we notice about this site? What are some things that jump out at us at this site? Yeah, it's a great video background. Yeah, nice pictures for sure. What do we notice in the center of our site? Yeah, this is our power search bar, right? We want to make it really easy for them to search right away. Everyone's got this. Leads are going to go right here most of the time, right? There's also tabs at the top, and everyone's tabs may be slightly different depending on what your broker set up, but it'll be like home valuation, buying, selling, financing, resources. There's going to be a list of agents on the company site. If this is your agent subdomain, y'all won't see that. Also, just want y'all to note at the top right, it says saved searches, favorites, and sign in. This is going to start to change as we act as the lead on this site because the system is going to track us. We'll scroll down, we'll see these porthole images here. Your agent subdomain, like y'all will see in a couple minutes, will be different, right? It'll be specific to your area. Then we'll just see more information about your company, top neighborhoods, and here's our MLS, right? Our live feed from MLS. And then at the bottom, I just want to note to you guys, at the bottom of my screen, do you see where it says guides and resources? These are things that you want to talk to your broker about making sure you have. So say you want to have like restaurant guides, community events, construction guides, different resources. The more resources that you have on your site, you can use them to diversify traffic to your site. So we're going to talk a lot about this in our classes, our BoomTown classes. Like when you send an email to a lead, you don't always want to say, hey, come look on my site and give a link to your website. You could say, check out these new restaurants downtown. And that's the link you give them. But when they click on that link, they are viewing the restaurants on your site. So every link still directs them to your website. You're just kind of diversifying the content. So that's just something for y'all to think about. And this is a good place for you kind of to build those resources and keep people interested and drive them back to your site. Because our goal is to drive everyone back to our agent website. Okay. So I'm a lead and I'm looking in Charleston. So I'm going to go right to this power search bar. And I'm going to pick an area that's kind of family-friendly area around here, Somerville. So now it's taking me to all of the homes for sale in Somerville MLS area. You can see that this is 494 results. I can filter these results right here, which we're going to do in a second. Price, type, bed, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, right? Our leads are coming onto our site with at least an idea of a price point. Right now, this is in gallery view. You'll see that your lead can change the view. Gallery view, they could do photo view, which would just give us these little thumbnails and then a little bit more detail. If they knew the area really well, they could view all the homes on a map. I'm going to go back to that gallery view because I prefer that. And under the view options, you'll see it in gray. It says updated 15 minutes ago. Y'all tell me, what does that mean? What was updated 15 minutes ago? Yeah. So that just tells you guys how often your sites are being updated from your MLS. And this is a really great value prop that you guys can talk about with your leads, because a lot of people who are doing searching on Zillow and realtor.com, those places, especially Zillow, are notorious for having outdated information. And your site, you can highlight the fact that your site is always being refreshed and is the most up-to-date information from the market. All right, so I'm going to start to narrow down my search. I'm going to go to price, and I'm going to say I have a price point of $325. And I only want a single family home. I need at least 3 bed, and I need at least 2 baths. So that cut this down by a huge portion, right? And now as the lead, probably what I'm going to do is just online shopping now, you can favorite things that you like so you can come back, right? It's like storing the things even though you're not ready to go into detail yet, you just want to remember it for later. So I'm going to just go down and kind of look at curb appeal. That one's really pretty. I'm going to click on that heart and favorite it so I can come back to it. Right, this green one's cute. And now I'm just kind of favoriting homes that I want to come back to. Now, if we scroll up, if you guys notice at the top, very top of the site where favorites is by sign in, now it says favorites 5. So I haven't even registered yet, but the system is already tracking my activity. So I've favorited some homes. Now I'm going to go into a home that I like. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to view the MLS details. Now I'm in the full listing page, the full detail page. I can see the address, the price. I can see how long it's been on the market, 2 days. And then over to the right, there's some actions that I can perform. So these are where we want to direct our leads. I could schedule a time to go see it if I were ready. I could start an offer. Most people are not going to do it this way, as we know, but it's still there. If I go to the share button, I could email it, say I have a partner in the buying process and I want to send it out to them and see what they think. I could share it on social media and see what my friends think, or I could print it. A lot of people like to print it, especially if they're going to drive by and they want to have the information ready. So here's where they could print the flyer, and it'll be like a flyer of the MLS details. They could look at it on a map. We've already favorited it, but if not, they could favorite it that way. Then as we scroll down, it's more details, square foot, price per square foot, bed, bath, school information. Here's our MLS description. This is all being pulled directly from MLS. Our features being pulled from MLS. They could ask you a question about the home. They could calculate their mortgage, right? Any of these things that the lead does will be added to their profile, and you can access it in your CRM. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow, but I just want y'all to know that. So if you want to be able to show, oh, you like that house? Well, you could go ahead and just see what a mortgage would be like. or you could print out the flyer if you want to drive by. So just knowing where they can access some of these activities. All right, but I'm still looking for free so far, right? The system hasn't asked for my info. So let's click through some pictures. Here's the second picture. There's a third picture of the layout. I want another one. Now it's going to ask for my information, right? So we're going to put in an email. And then it's going to ask for our name. Oh, whoops, I put it in the wrong part. And a phone number. Thank you. And then just so you guys know that, people could put in a bogus phone number, and we're going to talk about that later. Hopefully they don't, but I'm sure y'all will come across some people that do, and that's okay. Well, we have ways to work those leads, so we'll talk about that later this week. But now it's asking me, I just put in my contact information, and now it's asking me some qualifying questions. Not all your leads are going to have gotten these questions. These are only leads who register this way. But if they do answer these questions, you'll be able to see it in their profile. So it's just really good information to look out for. So what is your timeline for purchase? Let's say I'm 3 to 6 months out. Have you been pre-approved? Nope. So I'm going to need help with that. Do you have a home to sell? Nope. I'm just a buyer. So now that it's captured that information, if you see at the top right, it says, "Hi, Andrew." So the system has created an account for me. And every time I get back on my computer and click on anything that takes me to your site, it's going to automatically sign me in. Now I am free to look at as many homes in detail as I want because I've signed in, right? I can look at any pictures I want. Can scroll through. Just going to look at a couple other ones. And let's say I like all the homes that I'm finding on this site in this search, and I want to save this search so that I can come back to this specific set of homes and characteristics. So up at the top, above the listings, you'll see in blue, it says save this search. I'm going to hit save this search. The system's going to ask me to name it. So I'll say Somerville under 325. It's going to have my email address. And the reason why it wants my email address is this is going to initiate e-alerts. So an e-alert is an automated email that has all the market updates. This is our #1 driver of traffic back to your site, our e-alerts. They re-engage, over 60% of buyers. They are a really great tool to get people back on your site, and the system is going to set them up on one as soon as it can. So one of the ways the system sets them up on an e-alert is anytime a lead saves a search. So now, because we put in the specific criteria in this search and then we saved it, all the e-alerts are going to pop up and focus on homes that match that same criteria. And you can see on my screen, it says get listing e-alerts instantly. Your lead could change that. Maybe they only want them every day or every week, but it will default to instantly. Then we're going to save the search. 2 other things I want to show y'all. Up at the top, if they have a saved search and they want to edit it or pause it or unsubscribe from the email, they could do it right here. So they would go to their account, go to save searches, manage save searches. Your lead may ask y'all how to do this. So that's why I just want y'all to know this is how you would do it. You could change the lead could change the frequency or unsubscribe from that email. They could also compare homes. Leads love this feature. Only by going to their favorites. So they'd go to these favorites at the top, and then they could select up to 4 homes at a time that they want to compare. Once we hit add to compare. We come over here to the left and hit compare properties. And now it puts the home side by side and all the features side by side. This is a great tool. Your leads will love this. And if they do this with any listings, you'll be able to see it on their profile also. So all these activities that they're doing on your site, you could leverage on their profile. All right. So I want you guys to do this. I want y'all to go into your agent website, do all of the things that perform a search, and register as a test lead. Don't use your BoomTown email, use another personal email. But we do this because we want to be able to see it from the lead's perspective. We want to be experts about our site, and we want to be able to know what communication from us looks like. So we're going to go into our site. We are going to perform a search, and we are going to register as test leads on our site. Make sure you do those activities that I just did so you're very comfortable with all the things a lead can do on your site. Alex is going to chat in a link to the website for people who are not live yet. So if you're not live, use this website link so you can practice. And everyone can use this phone number if y'all want, so that you're not bombarded with any like communication from the system. But I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. Try this activity. I'm going to turn off the mic and the camera while y'all are practicing. But please, Sonia, you want to go through and do the search, right? And click through the pictures to register, just like we did. So if you're live, use your site. If you're not live, use the testing site. Chat in if you guys have any questions. Dawn, are you on your website? What section of your website are you on? Jorge, you want to perform a search as the lead, just like I did. So just pick an area and perform a search and register. Christina, make sure you're capitalizing the L in Lincoln. That might be it. Derek, there isn't a fake email. You would just put in your personal, like just not your BoomTown email. But I would suggest giving a valid email so you can see what the communication looks like. Patty, once you put in some filters, you have to put in some filters first. So not just area, you want to put in like price point or another filter, and then you'll see the blue button that says Save Search. Don, thank you for letting me know you're finished. Everyone else, if y'all could chat in as you're done. Yeah, good point, Kevin. Awesome. And what did we think of that process, guys? What did we think of the process leads go through to register? Awesome, Don. Yeah, that's one of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow too. Is y'all will probably start seeing how quickly you get notifications, and if you gave them a valid email, how quickly the lead gets an email. Natasha, we don't. You'll have to look at your MLS about like if there's rentals on your MLS, but typically that's not featured through your MLS. Melissa, great question. She says if we belong to two MLSs, does it show both? Um, it will if you have both MLSs linked in your profile. So just make sure that you are adding both of those MLSs in your profile. Awesome, guys. Okay. So this is just a summary of what what your leads can do on your site. So if your site is not live yet, go back with this PDF and pick up this sheet and just make sure you know how to do all of these things on your site. Save searches, compare properties, print a flyer, request a showing, home valuations, contact the lender, make an offer, right? We talked about e-alerts a second ago. There are two ways that a lead can get an e-alert when they register. We will talk about e-alerts a ton in these classes. You can set all of your leads up for specific e-alerts, but for people who register on your site, there's two different ways the system can already go ahead and do it for you and set them up on an automated e-alert. So one is by saving a search. This is when they put in those filters and they have a specific search. They'll name it, and the system will immediately start sending them out emails of homes that match that criteria. If a lead happens to save a search before they look through the details of a home, then this is also another way that your lead can register. So let's say your lead happens to hit save a search before they go into pictures on a home, then the save a search will ask them to register too. So that's also a second way it'll capture their info. If they don't save a search, but they do register on your site like we did by looking through the pictures, then the system will still set them up on an e-alert. It'll just be a little different. One of the ways that it's different is this will default to daily. The saved search goes instantly. This one goes to daily. The reason why is because they don't have as much detailed information as the saved search. So they don't want to hit the lead with too many emails if it's not exactly what they're looking for. So this e-alert goes out and it focuses on homes that match whatever home they were looking at in detail when they registered. So it will try and get some comparable characteristics, but it won't be quite as detailed as the saved search option. But this is what these emails will look like, these e-alerts. It'll be an email from you, have your picture, your contact information, links back to your site, and then beneath that will be the market updates. And they can click on anything like show me more info. Just click on the address. Any of those links take them to your agent website. So this is how it's driving people. It's generating excitement, driving people back to your agent site. Patty, 18 hours wait, that's a good question. Again, it has to do with the fact that this search is not as detailed as the saved search. So it's going to try and match some homes that match what the lead looked at, but it's not quite as specific. So it's going through, and it's going to be less frequent and less often because it's drawing from like a wider pool, and it's a little bit more broad, and that's why the system does that. All right. So I wanted to show you guys also just your CRM briefly. We're going to get into it tomorrow, but since this is the first class, I just wanted to show you guys a couple things that y'all should do when you log in every day. So here's our first really important daily habit to build in your CRM. So in your CRM, when you guys log in every day, we say you work from right to left. So the first time y'all log in, you want to make sure this drop down that y'all have everything set up, all these tabs set up. So you want to go into your profile, make sure you've enabled your email signature, integrated. If you have your BoomTown phone number, that would be integrations. Social media, make sure that you have linked any social media accounts. That's not something you need to do every day, but it's something y'all need to do just to start, right? And then every day as y'all log in, we're going to move from right to left in our CRM. The first thing we're going to look at is our Now panel. This is our new opportunities wall. This will show you guys all of the leads that are active, right? On your site looking. These are people, current opportunity to reach out to because they're active on your site. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to look at our new opportunities wall to see if there's anybody we need to contact. Then we're going to go to our messages. Do we have a message from a lead? Right? A message from the system. These are all things that we need to check every day if there's any notifications and make sure we're keeping that clear because this is where our opportunities are, guys. And then the third thing we're going to look at is our to-dos. As y'all are setting to-dos to call a lead, to follow up, just make sure that you're staying on top of your to-dos every day so it doesn't get, out of hand. So those are just 3 really important icons in your CRM to get into the habit of starting your day with. Our Now wall, see who's active, see if we have any messages, see if we have any to-dos we need to check off. Then we have Lead Central, this main tab I'm going to on the left. Lead Central is just our list of leads, right? Here's our list of leads. We'll go into this more in other classes, but I just wanted to highlight that's where they are. And we'll see these categories, right? All our columns are basic information about our leads. Their name, the category that they're in, the last time we've communicated with them. We could log any communication here in this box, calls, emails, texts. Last visit, we can see the last time they're active on our site. Do they have any smart drips running? Do they have any to-dos coming up? Do they have any e-alerts running? Right? When did they register? This last column that says registered, we can see when and from what source. So this is our basic info of all of our leads. All right. So we'll get in. I don't want to get it too much into the details of this because we'll do that in our other classes. But just so you know, there's also a filter menu to pop up. And these are different ways that you can kind of slice and dice your list of leads by characteristics. We'll go into that later just so y'all know that is there if you want to look around and play with that. But that's the basic setup of our CRM. If you are working in your CRM and you come up with a question, right, which will happen, we go to our main menu over here to the left and we hit support. If we click on Help Portal, it will take us to articles, that like a searchable database of articles where you can get tons of information. Or we can contact support directly by hitting Contact Us. Lastly, if we went to training, this is where we would sign up for advanced classes and other classes. So just so you guys know, I wanted to orient y'all to a couple important tabs in your CRM. Right? So here's our little feet walking from right to left, how we navigate every day. All right, so we have talked about our BoomTown platforms. We have looked at our agent website, and now we know exactly what our leads do on our site and what the experience looks like to them. Lastly, we're going to talk about the app. So our BoomTown Now app is really great for agents on the go, right? It's adding leads to your database on the go, communicating with your leads on the go. It enables you guys to be more responsive. Someone noted earlier that they got on their app, they immediately got a notification when they registered as a test lead. So that's how quickly it happens. You want to make sure you have your push notifications on your app. This really helps with speed to lead. So when you're in your app, you'll see that gear icon at the top right. This is where you can put your push notifications on or off. Let's say you go on vacation and you don't want to get any new leads that you can't work right then. You can also hit that gear icon and pause your lead flow and resume it back. That's also where you can contact support and get information, get help, is also through that gear icon in your app. That little plus sign in the bottom right in your app is how you will manage your database. So if you're out, you meet someone at open house, you're networking in the grocery store, whatever the case may be, you can just put them right, you can put their information in right there. And the system will, you can have it generate to send them some information while you're with them. You can also access lead information in your app as well. So this is a really handy tool. All right, so we have some homework for you guys. I showed y'all in your CRM where to access this. Just go through that drop down at your profile and make sure you have everything filled out. So you want your biography to be there. That's going to be on your site. Add your email signature. Make sure you have your BoomTown number and make sure you have integrated your social media. So you will have a recording of this sent to y'all today, and you also have this PDF so that you can reference this homework. Just make sure that you guys have all of that stuff filled out, and set up. Yep, and once you get your BoomTown number from that integrations tab, you want to set it up in your app, in your BoomTown Now app. So make sure you you go to integrations to your BoomTown number and then go to your app. Patty, you'll have this recording and the PDF. So when you get back on Friday, you can use the recording and this PDF to make sure you have everything bulked up. All right, what other questions do we have before we end today? What other questions from today's training do y'all have? I know Alex is helping y'all with a lot of stuff. Anything else we can answer for you? Sonia, that's a great question. And you can't add signatures to text messages. You would just have to put your name on there. Amy, your BoomTown number is a number that you can use that will, you can like make calls through your app. It'll be routed through your mobile number, but if you'd like to use the BoomTown number, you can use it through your app and then it prompts you to log your communication and it just helps kind of like organize the communication. Derek says how to delete a bogus lead. We don't delete, we trash our leads. And the reason why we don't delete is because they could come in bogus and then we put them in the trash category. And then a month later, we're checking our Now panel and we see that they're active again and they've updated their contact information. They're not bogus anymore. So that's just that's a strategy, right? Maybe they're not ready to look right now, but they will be later. No, your BoomTown number and your real contact number are different. Sherry, so for accidental duplicates, I'm going to show y'all tomorrow how you can link accounts. You could trash one account and link it to an active account if they're the same, and so you'll know not to work one, right? And you'll see them together, and you'll only work the active information. Robert, your MLS listings that are tied to your MLS ID as an agent will be on your agent website. If you want to change something on your agent page, you're going to need to talk to your broker because they can do that through WordPress. Melissa, from your to get back to Lead Central from your website, you need to be in your CRM. So those are two separate platforms, right? So make sure that if you want to get in Lead Central, you log into your CRM, which is leads.boomtownroi.com. Pat, you'll have to you may need to talk to support about that because I know you can link your social media sites by going into social media settings in that profile drop down, but a personal site I'm not positive, so that may be something you should reach out to support about. Um, all right, guys, thank y'all so much for your questions. I hope this was helpful today. Go in and beef up your profile and all that good stuff, and we hope we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you. Thanks, guys.